Hey y'all, the rice is here.
Hey.
And we are in beautiful
Cancun.
We're in Cancun, Mexico for our 10-year wedding anniversary. We're in like the lobby part now, but we figured we would come to y'all and give y'all just like a video. Like we haven't done a video in a long time together. We used to do a Real Talk with the Rice series years before, and y'all really loved that. So we're just going to talk about being in love for 10 years, well actually for more than 10 years, being in love for 15 years and being married for 10 years, and just like what we think has attributed to just like a successful marriage, I guess. Like I said, let me preface this by saying no marriage is perfect, and we definitely had to work at things. It's not like we haven't had to put work in the past 10 years. We've had 4 children in 10 years. That takes a toll on a marriage a lot of times. You know, different jobs, that kind of thing.
Work and just exhaustion, stuff like that. Financial, stuff like that.
Exactly. So we've definitely had our ups and downs in the past 10 years. But I think what has really kind of grounded us is, first of all, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, y'all. Like lots of prayer, lots of love. Just remembering why you fell in love in the first place. I know that seems cliche, but just remembering that you know, we're put together for a reason, and to just to remember why we fell in love. Another thing I think is just trying to find time for one another. And like I said, y'all, these probably seem cliche, but that's literally what I feel like is the secret.
And the biggest thing is just making that choice, because you know, a lot of people, especially nowadays, just like, oh, we're in love, we're always going to be happy, there's nothing ever going to be bad. I guarantee you there's going to be times you're going to be frustrated, and you got to choose to work it out, because there's plenty of times when, you know, both of us could have been frustrated and just said, you know what, I'm done, just throw our hands up. But you know, we decided that we wanted to be together, and we like each other enough to keep fighting for each other. So that's the biggest thing, because all marriages, like I tell everybody, is it's a relationship that you are choosing to be in until you die. I mean, that's at least how I look at it. And never take that lightly. Always make sure that that's the person that you truly know that you want to be with, and know that if something goes wrong, that you're willing to make that choice to keep it working. Because a marriage is literally free will. Like, that's why people get divorced. So you don't have to stay married. So it's literally a choice to stay married. And so I think another big thing too is finding time for one another. Hence why we're in Cancun for our 10-year wedding anniversary. John booked this trip, and it's just, y'all, I couldn't imagine it being like it. Y'all, it was so perfect. Like it's just what we needed and didn't realize we needed, because we were honestly really burnt out, and you know, dealing with children and work and that kind of thing. And I didn't realize how burnt out we were. And I think it takes one of the other partners in the marriage to kind of not putting forth more effort, but kind of like where you're slacking, make sure that you're with someone that compliments you. Because John was like, we're going on this trip, we need this trip, and I fought it tooth and nail, guys. Like at one point I was trying to find ways to get out of it. She was finding videos of other people that had bad experience, like, John, see these people had bad experiences, stuff like that.
I was very
it's really easy to be very negative when you're unsure on certain things, but like she said, I was 100% sure on it. And plus with, you know, my work schedule, her work schedule with the kids and everything, and some other things that she has going on, so it's just
it's perfect timing.
It's just I felt that it was very needed. And you know, like I told her, either you know, we either go, or I can get someone else to be Emerald Rice for a trip, I guess.
So he definitely decided, okay, we're going. And I say get with someone that compliments you, because we're not perfect, but I do feel like John, like the qualities that I wish I had are the qualities that I would love to see myself, John has, and I'm hoping it's vice versa.
Sure.
And so a lot of the qualities that I lack in, John definitely has. And so I say get with someone that get with someone that compliments you. Yeah, John definitely picks up personality wise. I mean, you name it, guys, he picks up where I'm definitely lacking. So I think that's a big part of us sticking together. I know they say opposites attract, and so that's a big thing too. So what do you think is the final, people come out of the rooms. So what do you think is the final, like, I love Emerald because?
I tell Emerald this all the time. She asked me, John, why are you so in love with me? Why are you so obsessed with me? And I look her dead in the eye and I say, baby, I don't know. I really don't. But it's just something about her that just drives me crazy and just gets my blood boiling and just ready to go. All the good ways, most times.
Yeah, so, yeah.
But I don't know what it is. It's just every second of my day, I just think of ways of how I can, better her life and, kids' lives. And that's just one of the big things about me is just I put them before all. So that's why it's a little bit strange to say, but I mean that's just what it is. I have no real answer. It's just when I look at her, I smile. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah. So that's sweet. So I think a big thing for me is that John is, I mean, like he says, he's obsessed with me also. Come on, hello. But I think a big part of it too is just like his spirit. He's very genuine. Like what you see is what you get. John is, he's honestly the best man I've ever known. And I know a lot of people say that, but like he is, like he's just a great person. And like I said, great father, great provider. Like he really puts his all into everything he ever does. And he's just an overall really genuine person. Like the John that I met 15 years ago is the same person, and that's very rare.
I still have a lot of the same clothes.
I know, he still wears the same clothes from 15 years ago. Like he's just very, I say he's basic. I just say, John's just here. Like he's not confrontational. He's not mean-spirited. Like he's just a very helpful, good person. And even my mother says, she's always like, if somebody don't like John, there's something wrong with them. My mother always says that. Like my mother always says, if you don't like John, I don't know what's wrong with you. He's just very personable, really friendly, and like I said, he goes above and beyond to make sure that we're happy. He goes above and beyond to make sure that we have what we need and then some. So I'm very blessed in that way. Yeah, so like I said, he's just an overall good person. There's so many different qualities about him, but he's just a really good-hearted, kind person. And of course, he loves the Lord, and I think that's a big part too, is having a man that is God-fearing and being the head of household. Because over the past 10 years, I've definitely had to learn to submit, and my definition of submission was a lot different back then, or my thought process was a lot different then than it is now. And I feel like now that I'm really honing in on like being, like a Proverbs 31 woman and all that stuff, really honing in on what the kind of wife that I'm supposed to be for him. I see how many great qualities he already had, and that I really don't have to work as hard to be a great wife because he's already such a great husband. Like I don't have to put forth a ton of effort. I don't know how that sounds, but, but he's a really good man to be a wife to, and so that definitely helps, and that keeps the love there. And that just makes us really excited for the future, excited to just enhance one another's lives, enhance the lives of our children, and yeah. So I love you, Boots.
I love you too, Boo.
Happy 10-year, bro.
Happy 10 years and to many, many more.
Yeah. So we've been married for what's today? 22nd?
22nd, yeah.
So we've been married for 10 years and 6 days. So, like I said, guys, we're in sunny Cancun. It's not sunny. Well, this is like the lobby with all these cute little lanterns. But we've been swimming. We've been just drinking. Yeah, we've just been relaxing, eating, sleeping, drinking, eating, relaxing. And we will have a Cancun vlog. It's going to be a really chilled, laid back vlog. We didn't even leave the resort, y'all. We haven't done like any excursions and all that. It was just a really laid back, chill,
just relaxing trip. We didn't want to book a bunch of stuff and then be like, well, we got to be here at XYZ. Like the only thing that we had to be at was our dinner reservations that we had for yesterday and then tonight. Well, not tonight, but tomorrow night. But that's all we really wanted to book ourselves for. Everything else is just, you want to go down to the beach? Sure. You want to go to the pool? Sure. You want to go float around with a drink? Sure. Just having a relaxing time.
Yeah. So we've definitely been relaxed and just loving it, guys. And I think that's the thing too, like, to really stay in love and to remember why you love one another. Like, we needed this connection, so I'd say try your best, because I know even when you add one child it's a lot, but we have 4 children, so really just taking that time to reconnect.
Or even still, not even with kids, just with the way life is nowadays, if
work, school,
2 jobs, you gotta make sure your schedules work together. Like I said, you gotta make that choice that you're willing to put that time and put that effort in, because a lot of these people that get married nowadays just think that it's going to be the honeymoon thing. No, like I've got friends that live with people, like lived with their significant other for a long time, and then they got married and all of a sudden she's changed. Like, no, sucker, it's a different world. It just is. So you got to be willing to really put the effort and work into it, because that's what it is. People that stay married forever, everyone that I've ever heard talk about it always said no, I've chose to be in this thing.
Yeah, we got to work.
Because
that's the thing. I think the biggest thing is like stop underestimating the work you have to put in. Right. And not to say that it's going to be so hard, but just remembering that when it does get hard, you're going to have to work.
Yeah.
So
you just can't give up and expect it to be there. And also too, I mean, to be honest, it does take two people. Like I can love Emerald as much as I want to, and if she doesn't love me and she doesn't want to keep choosing to be in a relationship with me, I mean, it's not fair to me to be put in a situation to do that. It's vice versa. So even if Emerald loved me as much as she could and I had nothing to do with it, that wouldn't be fair to her to force herself to stay in the thing. We're not saying to stay in relationships that you're unhappy with and there's no sign of changing. What we're saying is if there's a little storm cloud, don't act like it's Armageddon and there's no way out of it. Try to put some effort into it, and if it does become Armageddon, then that's when you can say, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Because I mean, we're not trying to go down that rabbit hole, but you know, people do split up. But I think the main thing is just knowing that at the end of the day, you put your all into your relationship. Just making sure that you put everything you can into it, and then some, because people always say it's 50-50, but it's like it's 100-100. Like there's no half and half in a marriage. There's some things that John does well that I do horribly, and vice versa. Like there's things that we, like I said, that's where the complimenting comes into play, because there's some things that John does that I'm just not willing to do, or I don't know how to, or don't want to, that kind of thing. So just remembering that you just have to be complimentary, and you have to be understanding, empathetic, and just show another grace. I think that's the biggest thing too, is just remembering that we're all people, we're all trying to make it, you know, just sitting down and saying, okay, what's the deal, what's going on, let's talk about it. A lot of the main thing is communication. A lot of simple things could be alleviated. A lot of stress, anxiety, a lot of back and forth, you know, tit for tat stuff could be alleviated if people just talk. So that's the main thing. Just talk to your spouse, y'all. Love your spouse. And if you can, go to Cancun and enjoy your 10-year anniversary.
That also does help a lot.
Yeah, so, all right, y'all, this is Emerald John from The Rice Life. I don't know if I have comments. I'm pretty sure I don't. So just go on Instagram and comment underneath this post. And comment underneath this post. And yeah, I'll have this screenshot on my Instagram. And you can comment any questions, concerns, whatever. And we will see you on our next video. Bye, y'all.